have some hot chocolate just for you, Stitcherisa. And we have some lemon cakes and shortbread fingers, which are absolutely delicious with hot chocolate. I think it's time to make another video because it's been 2 weeks. Hello Floss Tube, happy Friday. I hope you're having a good week. Mine was sort of mixed results, but I'll talk about that in a little later. Got my hot chocolate and my plate of lemon cakes, and I am all ready to go. I want to say hello and welcome back to all of my old-time subscribers and all of my new subscribers. It's great to have you with me. I guess we'll just go right into where have I been? Well, mostly I've been at work. We're getting ready for football season. In fact, the home opener is tomorrow, and so it has been a little hectic at work, doing this, doing that, trying to get everything ready to go. We did a lot of remodeling to some parts of the stadium over the summer, and so other people in my department were trying to make sure everything was fixed and ready to go, and I was just sort of the helper girl, laminating this and running things there and picking things up over there. And then we had a volleyball game tonight, so I got to go down to the field house and start up all the computers and make sure that the ticket printers were working fine and that the ticket scanners were working fine. And it's been hectic and it's been crazy and I love it. And yes, I did do the accounting things, crunching some numbers, running some sales reports. It's fun stuff. I love it. Okay, so I've been at work. 2, I have been at the play. We are done with, okay, so we've done 6 weeks and we've got 2 weeks left. I can hardly wait. Yes, I love the play. I love dressing. I love being backstage. I love being part of, well, the theater community is a community, and the backstage community is sort of a little bit different than the actor community. And I love being part of the backstage crew that makes it work, because without the backstage folks, nothing would get done. Not everything can be automated. So much dressing, so many hours, a little bit of drama. It's the theater. How can you get away without drama? So much exhaustion. Oh my goodness, I've just been absolutely tired, and I finally managed to get some sleep this week. And the reason why I have been able to get some sleep this week is because I was sick. I am still kind of sick. My sinuses are a little stuffed up. I might pause here and there throughout the video so I can clear my sinuses, and like I say, nobody wants to hear me sniffle and hork. Just nobody. So I actually stayed home from work 2 days this week because of my cold. And thanks to all you guys on FlossTube, you kept me company. I sat in here in my office slash craft room, loaded you guys all up on the computer monitor over here that's nice and big, and I sat and I stitched and I pretty much worked on my Gypsy Mermaid conversion for 2 days straight, and it was wonderful. And I got to sleep as much as I wanted to, and I wasn't around crazy people, and it was just brilliant. The only crazy people I was around was you guys, and I loved it. So that's that. So really, everyone, thank you so much for keeping me company. So I'm going to pause here, clear out my sinuses, and we'll be right back. All right, I'm back, and I can breathe and speak, which is, you know, kind of needed. You need to breathe so you can speak, so your mind can wander off and let everybody know about the crazy rabbit trails in your mind. As Stitching Petunia says, I love her rabbit trails. They're so fun. It's adorable. Anyway, I have notes. I have 3 pages of notes just because I've been gone for so long that I thought I'd better write some stuff down. And so I don't actually have a pen to mark stuff off, so we're still going to be winging it. But as per usual, we've done the intro, we've cleared my sinuses. let's get on with the progress report. We will start with the Orchidea Stamp Sampler Stamped Pansy pattern. It's not a sampler, it's just a straight up bouquet of 3 little pansies. And this has been my theater project, and I'm coming along quite nicely on it. Especially since we've been doing 2 show days where the matinee starts at 4 and then the regular show is 7:30. And during the first half I have some downtime, so I'm able to stitch on it. And I have done, let's see, I have done all the purple, all the yellow, all these lovely green leaves here. The white I haven't stitched. I'm saving that for last since I am doing it at the theater and hands can get grubby, even though I'm doing my best to keep my hands clean. And you can see kind of here and down into here, those are the bits that are still stamped and not yet stitched. So it's cute. It's coming along. I love that it's stamped, and for the most part the colors are right over the squares of the Aida, and it's cute. I really hope that these little blocks of color come out. I'm going to wash it to see if they do come out. So that would make framing it, or actually it's probably just going to become a little pillow, a little stuffed pillowy thing to sit on a shelf when I'm done. Or it'll go live in the box of shame with everything else. So that's what's been going on. Alright, that's everything. I might get that one done before the end of the run. We've got 2 weeks left, so it's a big maybe. If not, it'll be close to done, and it certainly won't take very long to finish up whatever little stitching is left if I don't get it finished by the end of the run. So, my next project has been the at-work project, and that is the Lizzie Kate's Spooked sampler. I went ahead and pinned it to the cardboard that I usually show it off on. So there it is in its entirety, and I've been working on the third, or it is the third section. I have to peek over the top and look down. Anyway, I've been working on the third section. But for some reason this section just hasn't really called to me like the other sections have. And I don't know. I haven't enjoyed this as much, which is probably why it's not done yet. Well, other than I was out for 2 days at work and didn't work on anything at all. Anyway, and somewhere up here in the top of this tree or the house or the top of this tree or maybe even in my Hallows lettering up there, I got off. And I am not really sure exactly where I got off. And so I didn't want to unpick it. I didn't wrong a frog. So I went down to the bottom and started this batch of the Ohio stars where I knew they would be on, and then I did the hill. So I know the hill and the stars are in the right place. And so I'll just kind of work up and work down, kind of work towards the middle, and fudge it to the best that I can. And, you know, it'll probably turn out all right. Nobody will know the difference because they won't be standing there with the pattern in hand counting every single one of my stitches. These orange stars were also charted in this brown up here. And that's a lot of brown, and I just didn't want to do it. And so I went ahead and changed the colors to the orange. But then I noticed that the door to my haunted house is supposed to be orange, so that might get a color change as well. Maybe I'll make the door to the house purple. I've always wanted a purple door. I saw the finish that my best friend did, and she was much smarter. And she went with the green that's over here, and then inverted the colors. So it starts green, you know, so that they make sense. And it's logical and mirrored and more symmetrical than what the design currently is. So I keep thinking, well, I was thinking that I would probably be done with that maybe by the end of next week. I don't know. I've still got a lot of play to do next week, and I That one's not calling to me, but I want to get it done. I want to get it done so it's just off the plate, out of the bin, and just done. And it's not that far from being done. I mean, really, it's not. So I should just buck it up, take care of it. So my next whip is my conversion for Gypsy Mermaid. So this is how she is charted. And I ordered the silks for the blue ocean bit here and the darker blue ocean bit over here. I need to put them up against her tail that I've converted to see if it's going to work out okay. It may not work out okay, and then what am I going to do with a bunch of beautiful blue silk fabrics? Silk flosses, not fabrics. Although I am aware that they do make a silk gauze that is pretty nice to stitch on, but it's a little pricey, so I won't be doing that. Anyway, let's get my conversion. Here she is. So what I accomplished is I was working on her tail. Last you guys saw it. And I needed to choose this lightest blue that's kind of down here and this lightest purple that's here. Plus there's another purple. It's kind of this purpley color right here that doesn't entirely make sense. So I had to choose those two colors, and then I finished up her tail. And a couple weeks ago, you'll have to look it up in maybe my last video, the last video before that, I talked about how I had stitched these purple ribs about 3 times before I finally settled on the majority of the colors that I'm using. And some of those colors were used up in this part of her tail. And so since they weren't anywhere else and I changed them out, I went through and I unpicked them from here. There is a big blob of old color kind of right in here. I don't know if you guys can see it. I don't know if you'll even notice it. I know for me, when I'm far away from it, I don't notice it. And that's kind of a weird set of color changes. If I was going for the perfectionist route, I would have picked those out. I decided not to. When it comes to posting my conversion, I'm not really sure what I'm going to put for, there's 2 symbols there that are now colors that aren't used anywhere else. So I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to say or how I'm going to explain on the conversion page what I did and what I think would probably work better. So there's definitely room for improvement on this conversion. Anyway, so while I was sick, I pretty much moved up. I had her stomach, her midriff stitched, so I moved up, and all the pink and brown hair and everything above this is what I worked on while I was sick. And so let me show you the picture that I'm sort of working off of. I saw this picture in the Mirabilia Conversions group. And the woman who was working on this last worked on this in about 2014, and the last time she said anything about it was 2015. I did ask her for her conversion to, you know, make it easy on myself because I really like the colors. But what you can see is going on in here is there's a lot of interesting colors between the pinks that she chose and the purples. They just kind of fade through, and to me, they don't make a lot of sense. So I think what she was doing is like a straight conversion, where this symbol is always that color. And so I like to think that what I'm trying to accomplish is more of a logical conversion, where the color goes in more to try to define the element, like the flowers. So I stuck with the main 5 corals and pinks that I used in her tail, and have just tried to put them back in, you know, where the darkest stuff would be in the shadows close to her hands, or, you know, down in the hearts of the flowers, and then lightening out towards the edges of the petals. which worked pretty well here. It's not working for this big old flower that she's got here by her ear. I'm not sure if I'm going to pick that out. Actually, I'm not going to pick that out. I know for a fact that I'm not going to pick it out. But I might go back in and maybe do some more outlining, a little bit of backstitch to sort of define where I think the petals are. Thus far, her hair is the colors that are charted. I'm kind of working down towards it in the middle. Anyway, so that is my Gypsy Mermaid conversion. She's coming along quite nice, and I really am quite pleased with her. She was screaming for some attention, and so she definitely got a lot of attention. We are going to pause again before moving on to the next bit so I can clean out my sinuses. Alright, I can breathe again. And I was looking at my notes and I forgot one thing that I wanted to say about my mermaid. I was trying so hard to figure out how to make her hair look like a great purple. Once upon a time I had purple hair and I miss it to this day. It's just one of those things that my work does not appreciate alternative, non-natural hair colors. So I wanted to give her purple hair, but I couldn't figure out how to do it in a way that would look more natural. The charting for the browns looks really quite good and is natural. And I know purple's not natural, but I wanted to try and have it look realistic, maybe? Not natural, maybe realistic. It was beyond my ability, so I let it go. I worked a little bit on my second project bag from the other half of the jelly roll strips that I sewed all together and then cut in half for my first project bag. My zipper went in a little bit better. It's still not amazingly good, but I would say that it's pretty darn good. I went to town and found some rickrack and added the rickrack to that because why not? I was lazy though and didn't change out the thread that I was using when I stitched the rickrack down, and I should go back and pick that all out and sew it back down with a top stitch, top color that does match, but I don't think I'm going to do that. No, probably not. The lining for this one is this wonderful green, really fun. And I told you guys once upon a time that my mom is like the uber quilter. She has a lot of stencils and stuff, so I want to go over to her house and borrow one of her stencils and, you know, the marking chalk, so that when I get around to quilting it, maybe it'll be all swirly and stuff instead of the slightly drunken in the ditch stitching that I tried out for my first project bag. That's where we are. Okay. Oh, a few notes. On the project bag. Here, I'll just pick it back up for you so you can look at the pretty. I think I should look into finding a slightly thinner batting. This one is fairly thin. It's really quite good for quilts. Absolutely perfect. It's not as thick as some that you can get. It really is a nice thin one. All cotton, high quality, but it's just a little bit thick for the project bags. I noticed on my first one when I folded it in half and stitched it down, so you can see how the inside is, the outside has to travel a lot farther than the inside, so you get this buckling that's going on right there. So I've been thinking about either doing something thinner, maybe doing like an iron-on interfacing, but I would still want to quilt the interfacing down because if you wash it a little while, usually the iron-on interfacing will separate from the fabrics, and that's not cool. And you do want to be able to wash your project bags because who knows if the cat is going to decide to sleep on it, or the dog is going to decide that this is a chew toy, or something random like that. So just something I'm thinking about. I probably won't do anything about it in the immediate future. If I was really ambitious, I would find some of the super ultra thin upholsterer's foam, which is actually what's used inside of most of the, like the Vera Bradley bags and stuff that do have some shape and stand up. They use a super thin upholsterer's foam. If I was crazy or determined or a perfectionist, I might go find some of that, but I am, well, okay, maybe I'm crazy, but I'm certainly not a perfectionist, so I don't think I'm going to go hunting down to find that. All right, that is everything that I have worked on in the past about 2 weeks. 2 weeks it has been. Goodness gracious! Yeah, really, that was only 3 things, but I talked a lot about those 3 things. And I have other things. I filmed stuff for you guys, some of you which you will see and some of which you have yet to see. But anyway, let's take a pause a minute here. Well, no, we'll just roll on through. It is time for my Stashquisitions. So it's been about 2 weeks, which means I have had the opportunity to have a lot of stuff come in. I have had the opportunity to be super crazy, and yeah, it all happened. Let's see, I had 3 envelopes of stuff come in today. And so when the light was a little brighter outside, it's not quite dark outside, but the sun is definitely setting and the light's changing. Anyway, so I filmed that earlier today and I decided to do them unboxing style. So I will insert that film right here. Okay, so for this part of the Stashquisitions, I thought we'd go with it sort of unboxing style. On my other YouTube/Google Plus sign-in, I have more than one Google Plus email. Anyway, I follow a whole ton of unboxers, mostly in the nerd, geek category, you know, like the Loot Crate and the classic box and the arcade box and stuff like that. Anyway, I keep my subscriptions separate, so the K stuff is all cross-stitch, and my other sign-in is like nerd, geek, random stuff, just so it's easier for me to keep my subscriptions separate. But anyway, that aside, I thought we would open up the mail that I received today in unboxing style. So the only thing that I've done to this packaging is I've opened it and I put a post-it note over my address because the only people who are allowed to send me things are people who I have purchased from. So going from the pile, let's start with this envelope arrived today from 123 Stitch. And it's probably left over from an order I put in a week or so ago where, you know, something was delayed 7 to 5 days because of shipping. So pull it out. I love that they package everything with a nice piece of cardboard so that it doesn't get bent or beat up, because some of us have mailmen that really don't care. Anyway, put that aside. And what we have is Shimmering Mermaid. I did order her about 2 weeks ago, give or take. She came up in a flash sale on my wish list, and so I threw her in a bin. I don't know. I'm not going to say anything because then I'll get it wrong and somebody will be offended, but I've seen her stitched a couple times and she's absolutely gorgeous in person, and so it was seeing it in person that really decided it for me to go ahead and pull the trigger on her. So that's my first bit of mail that I got today. The second envelope is also from 123 Stitch, and I believe this is one that I placed on Monday because everything switched and there was a different batch of stuff on sale and the flash sales on my wish list. Is that everything? That is everything. That goes there. Inventory goes here. Ah, yes. Since I have been working on my Gypsy Mermaid quite a bit, I got to the point where I needed to order some of the beads and water lilies and stuff, and so that's what started off this order, is I needed some of the water lilies. So I decided to order, I forget what this is. This is Mediterranean. Hope you can see that really well. And this is Bermuda Reef. They're both super gorgeous. Bermuda Reef. And then this is Moon Glow. It's a white gray, beautiful color. I think the light is just kind of washing it out pretty much there. So the two blues are for part of the waves that's around her, and then I think the white gray is part of the moon and some of the stars that are up in the sky by her. It might be used around the border or maybe in the anchor. I'm not sure. I didn't pay that close attention to the symbol on the chart when I ordered it. I just thought, oh, this is used everywhere. I'm going to try these. So those came in. I got some of the beads. Those are not beautiful. I don't know if I'm going to use those. Those are kind of a purpley, browny, blech. I'll have to look up and see what they're used for on Gypsy Mermaid. Beautiful. I like these. These are nice and glowy, kind of fun. I think they're used around the north, south, east, west. And these pewter ones, I think these ones might be used on the fishing net. I'll have to double check. Krennic, it called for a number 8, but I don't like number 8, so I got the pewter in number 4. I think this is used for the fishing net that she's holding. And this is Krennic Silver. I have no idea what that's used for, but I figured I wouldn't be converting it to a different color, so I went ahead and ordered that. So that is the impetus of that. And then, since I'm a Lizzie Kate addict, I saw that the Tiny Tidings for this year had been released. And they're a little bit different than in years past. Yes, it's all the ornaments as per normal, but then she designed a big chart up there that says Merry Christmas, and I thought that was super cute. So that's really why I ordered it, was for the Merry Christmas all across the top, plus the embellishment pack. That's upside down. That's right side up, right there, the embellishment pack. And so that goes in my pile of wonderful, wonderful things. And I got the, I also bought the Tiny Tidings pack from last year, 20. The embellishment pack has arrived. I looked at the receipt earlier via email, because they send me an email of what they ship. If you order from 123 Stitch, you know very well that they send you an order. And so the actual pattern, Tiny Tidings 20, was back ordered. And then I continued working on my collection of the Nora Corbett Pixies. Pixie Couture, all of those. Looks like the sun is setting and getting through my blinds, so you are getting some stripes. We'll just keep plugging along here. Anyway, so this is Azalea. Yep, Azalea. I've seen some great conversions where they have taken off the two little buds that she seems to be holding, and those are really cute. So I'm undecided as to whether or not I will stitch those buds or not, but she's adorable. She's super cute, and I love the colors. One day when we are 150 years old, I will have stitched everything, and then I can die, and not a moment sooner. Alright, the last box that arrived was something I ordered from Stony Creek quite a while ago. I thought for sure it was never going to come because it had taken them so long. Air bubbles. Viable. Very, very needed. More air bubbles, and let's dump this all out on the desk like this. It is a massive mess of stuff. Is that everything? Alright, that goes right there. So what was the impetus for this order is that the yearly designer series of the Ginger enameled handled scissors, I think these are Sawyer's, was available, so I purchased those. I have a terrible, terrible addiction to anything that's collectible, and especially if it retires. And then I'm there. I'm all about that. So these Ginger products, they have got my number. Yes, sirree, Bob, they have got my number. So I've been collecting those for quite a while. Next up More adorable Lizzie Kate kits. I hadn't seen, well, I'm sure I've seen these somewhere, but they just, at the time, they didn't register as something I've seen. So this is Jingle All the Way. Lizzie Kate kit. It contains the fabric to stitch it on, the fabric to make the pillow up, some jingle bells, and some snowflake embellishments. So that was really cute. I probably have all the floss required. It doesn't list the floss here on the back within easy reading, so I really don't know. And then another Halloween Christmas kit. Little Christmas kit that says Dear Rudolph. And so it likewise has the fabric to stitch it on, the fabric to sew up the pillow, a wee bit of rickrack, and all the buttons and beads and embellishments and stuff to do that. So that's super cute. I'm not really sure when that reel was released. It doesn't have a date on the front that's easy to identify. And then lastly, well, not lastly, lastly of the Lizzie Kate stuff, because I'm addicted, is this cute little faded in tone flowers. Just a little tiny ornament. Looks like they've made it into a needle keep right there. My nose is trying to be stuffy on me, you guys, and I'm doing my best not to do a big old sniffy hornky thing for you. And it came with the fabric to stitch on plus some embellishments. Really cute. I really like that. I like that a lot better in person than I did in the, oh, you know, online, the picture online. Super adorable. Let's see, I picked up the Halloween 3 banners, which was free with any order. You had to pay shipping, so I bought all the other things to justify shipping, like you do. So that arrived. And then this is the, I know it's like the end of 2016, and I don't know how I missed it beforehand, but it's the keepsake calendar for 2016. And what does it have on the front? Yes, indeed, it has pansies right on the front. So there was not much of a chance of that one getting away from me. So I'll hang it up and enjoy it for the rest of, it's about the middle of September, so for the rest of September, October, and November. And be really excited about someday, when I'm 150, stitching up my pansies. So that is all the stashquisitions that came in the mail today. And we'll shut this off and turn you back into the other stuff as I record it. I'm not sure the order I'm going to put anything in. So I'll see you back on the other side of the room. All right, welcome back to this side of the room. Let's finish up with some of the stashquisitions that I have had that didn't arrive today, that have arrived over the past couple days. One of those things is my Fabric of the Month order from Under the Sea Fabrics, and a lot of ladies have been showing this off. I think it all arrived about the same time. And so this is Beach Walk. I get mine on a 32 count linen, and it is a beautiful tan, lovely, lovely brown with shades of blue. This corner has a lot of the blue in it. It's really quite beautiful. It reminds me of something that is more old and more rustic. I think it would be fantastic for maybe a prim or something like that. Although I bet you anything, somebody is going to find the perfect mirabilia to go on this, and they will stitch it on this, and it will be amazing. So that is my order from Under the Sea Fabrics. It's the Fabric of the Month. We'll set it up here since the cat, little Miss Zoe, is prowling down around my feet, and I don't want her to sit on the fabric. Next up is my Fabric of the Month order from Fabrics by LJ. And so this month we got a lovely piece. It's kind of an olive green, really nicely modeled. I get mine on a 32 count linen, which has been my go-to lately. I think I'm getting quite a lot of the 32 count, so I might think about changing my orders to like a 28 count just so I have some variety. Just so I have a little bit of variety. So this is really gorgeous, and I can also see maybe another Mirabilia, maybe one of the Garden Pixies being stitched on this lovely, lovely piece of fabric. So that was my fabric of the month from Fabrics by LJ. Then I have a, I think this is one order. If not, it's like 2 orders of random stuff from 123 Stitch. Because they've got my number when it comes to the flash sales and stuff that is in on my wish list, and I just go crazy. And I should be a little more sane, because I shouldn't be spending all of my theater money on cross-stitch stash. But then it's not coming out of my actual budgeted I have to live on this money. So it's like free money. Well, okay, not free money, but extra money. Not budgeted money. Woo! Okay. Really, guys. Really. I love these tiny treasure diamond kits from Mill Hill. I've done a couple of these, and the Goblins, a Halloween one, was on sale, so it went into my shopping cart. The Lizzie Kate mini string alphabet. Somehow, I don't know how, somehow found its way into my shopping cart. I'm really pleased with that. She has a whole bunch of them. They're really not tall. I think it tells us approximate design size. It's like only 1 inch tall, but 13 inches long. And there's a couple of them, so I was sort of contemplating stitching many of them, just one above another, so it gets to be a decent size. But then what are you going to do? Well, I guess it's a happy everything if you have like the Easter alphabet and Halloween alphabet and Irish alphabet and just, you know, stack them all up, and then you've got a happy everything. Brilliant, you guys. Brilliant. All right. Oh, okay. So this is the Gingerbread Train, which is the first pattern in the Gingerbread Village series that has been going on all year. I think the last one in the series was just released. It wasn't just erased. Why would it be erased? No, it was just released. And so I picked this one up because I have grand plans. I'm going to stitch them all. I'm going to stitch all the things. This is Little House Needleworks Main Street Station. Yep, that's what it says, Main Street Station. And I think she releases one pattern every year in this series, the Hometown Holiday. So you can stitch them all up on little and finish them into no-sew cubes, and they make an adorable Christmas village that you can do on your mantle or on your bookshelf or wherever you want to. And so this one, I think, is this year's. If it's not this year's, then it's last year's, and this year's should be out really, really soon. Anyway, I don't see a copyright. Anyway, pick that one up because, like I say, I am going to stitch all the things. Except not Death by Cross Stitch. There's plenty of you doing that. I don't need to do that. Then somebody brought this cute little kit to my attention, and it says, "Be a light to the world." Isn't that just wonderful? Just a great saying, especially in these times of trouble, how, you know, it doesn't take that much from us to be kind to those of us, to those around us, even when we're met with anger and it's just rudeness. The world is rude. I try to be kind. I don't always succeed, but I really try. But anyway, the saying, "be a light to the world," just really hit me, and so I had to pick it up. And I am really trying really hard not to just tear it apart and start it right off. So maybe that will be what I get into as soon as I finish up the Spooked mystery piece. Alright, another, you know what, I love Country Cottage Needleworks. So this is another, count your blessings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm pretty sure I have more than 5 blessings, but those little sheep, aren't they adorable? Ba, ba, ba. Those are my adorable sheep. So count your blessings from Little House, no, Country Cottage Needleworks. Oh my goodness, I can get it right. What do we got? Mirabilia's Mermaid of the Pearls. This is an older one. I'm starting to get a little worried and a little panicked that maybe, there's no guarantee, but that maybe some of her older designs might become out of print, hard to find, whatever. So I thought about picking up all the older ones off of 1, 2, 3 before they're really, really gone. Anyway, I've seen her stitched a couple times. She's gorgeous. Yep, beautiful. So I had to pick her up. Then I added the Pixie Cleo, the Bewitched Pixies, to my collection. She's a Nora Corbett from the Bewitching Pixies. I love her purple dress, surprise. And I do wonder if I could figure out a way to stitch her without her little wings / cape. I don't know what that is. It's weird. I don't know what it is. I don't like it. So I think maybe if I can figure out how to leave that off, it would be just absolutely delightful. And I picked up Mari as well. She's adorable. Okay, not adorable. You don't call the Bewitching Pixies adorable. Maybe they're haunting. Anyway, she's wonderful. She is just great. And then last, but certainly not least, is I picked up the Just Nan Spring in the Meadow. Let's see if we can get it right. There we go. That's it has a little sheep, some rabbits, and a bird. I don't like birds. Why are there so many birds in stitching? I don't like them. Comes from living in San Francisco with the pigeons. Ugh. Dirty, horrible, awful birds. Anyway, so there is the Just Nan. It's really beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I think that's a new series. I've seen Summer in the Meadow and I think Autumn in the Meadow was just recently released. But like I say, these were on my wish list. They might have been at flash sales, or I might have just gone crazy and said, I love this, I'm going to buy this, and clicked on it. We are going to take another pause because I need to clean my sinuses out again. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. I'm good to go for like another 30 seconds, give or take. I thought I would take a few minutes and give a few hellos and shout outs to new members of the FlossTube community. So they are our FlossTube newbies. Would that make them floobies? Alright, we'll start with Maggie Makes Cute Stuff. She is from Portugal, and she is working on a set of really cute chibi geisha girls. They're really, really cute, and I don't know, I might have to chase down that pattern because I do love all things Japanese, and these little chibi geishas were just super cute. Let's see, there is Stitching Marie, also new. She posted her first FlossTube video. She had her little fur baby with her during the video. She started off one of her current whips, and it was, you know, the grandmas in that big old script with all the fun things inside the letters. Anyway, grandma's the place to be. It was lovely, lovely stitching. Shannon, she is a new stitcher, so she had some questions and had, you know, a few things to show off. She showed off a finish, Coffee Lovers. I forget what it was exactly, but you know the chalkboard one, it's got coffee on it and white. Anyway, so she had finished that one and she had picked up a stamp piece and had a couple questions about how exactly to work a stamped piece. I've never done a stamped piece, so maybe some of you who have, go on over and check Shannon out and answer her questions. She also introduces the slightly mischievous Kyle, who is a big fan of tigers. Carla Roberts. Somehow I missed her first video, but I saw the second one, and she was showing off a lot of projects that she's been working on over the year, and she has several, and they were really, really beautiful. I remember in particular the towel that has lemonade on. We have, she's finished, I'm going to mispronounce it, at Zena, perhaps? Anyway, like I said, she's finished. She's working on a beautiful Aida. I think it's called The Gift. But anyway, it's the one where Galadriel is bending down, is kissing Frodo's forehead. And she's come quite a ways on it, and the colors are just beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece. I just... You know, I'm never going to stitch a Aida. It's not my style. It's not what I want to do. But that one, close to tipping the edge, you know. Close, close, close. I watched Elizabeth Himes. She's a new stitcher and a knitter. I don't know if she's a new knitter. Definitely a new stitcher. She showed off some of her whips. And she's working on the See You Later alligator pattern that I have in my stash that I keep saying I am going to start for my nieces. I need to start it for my nieces so it can go in their playroom while they're still small before they get to be teenagers and go, Aunt Kay, what are we going to do with her? She's just senile. All right. I watched, there we go, Crafty Lisa. Let's see, she showed several of her whips, and then while she was talking, she mentioned packing up her dogs and going to a caravan for a weekend getaway. And so, you know she's British, because in British they call them caravans and not camper trailers. But anyway, it sounded like a lovely retreat just to go to the caravan, sit and stitch, and enjoy the scenery. Sounded marvelous. Cindy Lou's Stitching Corner. She really did have some gorgeous, beautiful stitching. Unfortunately, she's also the beleaguered mom of teenagers. Teenagers. Give them an inch and they swim all over you. Jamie Lynn Moore. She showed off a bunch of her stitching, and it included a cap that she was working on some black flat fabric. It was gorgeous. The cat on the black fabric, the lighting that they've used in the design was really quite beautiful. She made me smile because she still has her Christmas tree up. She says she's just too lazy to take it down. And I love Christmas, and I've occasionally left my Christmas tree up all year long. Then I stumbled across Kim Loves to Cross Stitch. She showed off her whips. We all love seeing the whips. And then she talked about a sampler pattern that I'd never seen or really heard of, but like the pattern comes with a whole bunch of options, so you can personalize it for yourself. She's just showing one section where it had a bunch of like different houses. You could choose different houses to represent maybe where you've lived, and some other areas that had charms or stuff that you could choose your own charm and put in this box or film it up or whatever. That's all that I typed up, but I've got my handy dandy index card because I had to write down some more. I saw the Naughty Mermaid. She starts off with the Know Your Needleworker tag, and then she showed some of her whips, which we all do. I don't know why I'm saying, and then she showed her whips. Well, why else would we be doing this but to show off our whips? Because I don't know, I'm just crazy. And then there was Butterfly K. She showed off her whips too, because that's what we do, and they were marvelous. She is working on wow, my notes don't make sense. So either she is working on a huge like movie poster sized Aida of classic Star Trek, or she is planning on working on it. I'm not really sure. My notes are not clear. Neither is my handwriting. I should learn to write legibly someday. Whatever. All right. So those are the shout outs. While this is uploading, I'll be searching them out and putting links to their FlossTube channels in the comments below. I haven't seen Joe Gregoire's video yet, so there might be some duplicates. I hope so. Everybody deserves a chance to be seen and heard. All right. Okay, so my last random section is entitled Random Life and Stuff. So if you guys ever want to be slightly entertained and maybe slightly horrified, go to your 1, 2, 3 stitch wish list, and down at the bottom of the list there's a button that says Move All to Shopping Cart. So you push that button, it all goes to your shopping cart, and then you know how much your wish list is worth. Mine was about $2,000 worth. I was slightly horrified. I laughed too, because with the theater job I thought, oh yeah, I could just push the buy now button and I'd be all done with it, and yay! But common sense prevailed, and I moved everything back to my wish list. Although I sorted through it, so I put things grouped together. So the only thing that drives me crazy about the 1, 2, 3 stitch wish list is there's no embedded way to really organize it so that all your Miras are together and all your Lizzie Kates are together and all your other designers who are Christmas are together. I like to have like things kind of grouped together, and so after a while it gets to be a mess because the new stuff gets added to the bottom, and like Nora Corbett Mirabilia, they release every 15th of the month. Lizzie Kate releases stuff every month, you know, like that. Oh, speaking of which, did you guys see the 2 new, let's see, it's in the Nora Corbett Pixie line that were released. It was Snapdragon and I forget the name of the other Pixie, but Snapdragon, you guys, oh my goodness, she's beautiful. Of course, she's purple. And we know how I feel about purple, so she's going to have to come home right away, even if it's one of those that I put way down on my list of ones to stitch. But she was just fabulous. Let's see. I know I sort of briefly passed over this earlier, but there are 2 more weeks of the play left. 2 weeks! 2 weeks and I get my life back. I get to go back to stitching in the evening. I can go back to doing more regular videos. I can see up here that this one has stretched into 42 minutes, and I know that there's already 3 bits that I filmed before I really started this that I need to insert at different places. So it's going to be longer than that, although maybe shorter than that, since I had to edit out all the bits where I needed to clear my sinuses. But, no, anyway, so I think I'll be able to go back to doing, you know, 1 progress report a week, and then we get to return to, like the Friday finish and the Saturday stash, you know, series that I started out doing like 6 weeks ago that you haven't seen anything. I got Christmas patterns, guys. You haven't seen my Christmas patterns. So yay! Yay! I get my life back in 2 weeks. 2 weeks! I'm so excited. That really is everything. We are all done. I talked, you guys, for almost 45 minutes. That like never happens. Never happens. Okay, that's everything. I know I said that's everything about 3 times, but that is still everything. That is everything. Thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed. Thank you for liking my videos. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for welcoming me into this community. I really do appreciate you all, and I do my best to watch all of your videos. As a side note, I figured out how on YouTube I can speed the videos up to about 1.5 times faster than what it is recorded at. This is fantastic, you guys. For all of you wonderful, fantastic stitchers who are super mellow when you talk, like covered in cat hair, I love you. You're fantastic. but you talk so slow. But when I set you at 1.5, you're speedy and peppy like I am, and I love it. For those of us who are already speedy and peppy, 1.5 gets to be a little insane. So, I know, we're like hummingbirds. The 1.5 yeah, you speed us up to 1.5 and we're like little stitching hummingbirds. I know, right? I've lost it. I've lost it. I've lost it. Anyway, that's everything for the 20th times. I hope you have a great week. I hope you get to stitch as much as you like to. I hope Mr. Frog stays far, far away from your needle. Hugs and stitches. Bye. That is hot on my fingers.